We won Halter free for a year! Hi, I'm Mark.
And I'm Joanne.
And we won Halter free for a year. We farm here in the Leamington Valley at Cheviot. We've got 920 hectares here of a mixture of flat and rolling country and steeper hill country. We run both sheep and beef cattle. We've got commercial sheep and also 3 different sheep studs where we sell rams from, and we trade beef cattle. We've got one full-time employee, shepherd Emma. She's a great asset to the team and essential to what we do and how we do it. My father Ian, he also helps us out a couple of days a week usually, and is a brilliant help too. And Joanne works in the business side of things, and yeah, I'm on hands-on as well. With any new innovation, we sort of seem to sit back for a wee bit and have a look and see, do we think there's something in this? And it got to the stage we thought, hey, we think there's something really big in this, we've got to have a decent crack at it. And I saw the competition advertised and put in an application, and then yeah, was pretty rapt to be named one of the finalists. As a finalist, I put together a 2-pager and said, this is us and this is what we do. It was really about looking at our farm system and how do we keep improving what we do and how we do it, both from a production and productivity, profitability point of view, but also looking after our land and livestock and doing what's best for that whole farm system. And also our people, how do we help them develop their skills and be up with the play with what modern agriculture is too. Gus called and told me I was a finalist, and then yeah, rang a week or so later and said we won. But then when I got that call, I texted Joanne, like it was the day before my birthday. Yeah, we were pretty thrilled, really. I almost said as a conduit for improvements across the board. I'm looking at how do we become really good feed managers? How do we utilise the surplus when they're there? But also the same account once, when it's getting a bit dry, how do we pull those levers and really look after those cattle that we want to keep moving, but also make those decisions early? I can see it's going to help us keep our finger on the pulse more than what probably has been. Essentially, we can subdivide our whole farm how we like today. That's going to have a massive effect on our hill country. There's areas there where stock don't naturally want to go, but there can be good feed there for stock if you can entice them to go there. It's sort of that integration of stock classes and how do we have different stock classes with different needs, having those needs best met in terms of feed demand, and help them just reach their potential, getting the most out of the stock and that land. Emma and I were talking about it yesterday when we were working out break sizes. It's forcing us to upskill in terms of assessing what feed's there and what those stock need, and when we're going and just checking those virtual breaks, how are those stock doing. Quite often the story's about removing labour, but for us the labour will stay the same, or probably more into the cattle, because as stock people we love our stock and love spending time with our stock and seeing how they're doing, rather than having to go out and muster a 120 hectare block and think, right, this is going to take all morning. You can jump on a horse right out there in an hour, you're there with the mob, go for a ride through the bliss of the block, and it's just a different thing. There's going to be more fun stuff. Probably 3 years, I suppose. I think I've probably just sort of been watching it and sort of that would be interesting, but it comes back to just that hurdle of making the change, making that jump.
And I think there's quite a few people around Cheviot that are watching and waiting to see what happens with us. But a number of people have just come up and wanted to chat. But when you're putting the towers up, everybody wants to talk about it.
There's excitement about it. I think people are seeing the potential it gives their farm business. Excitement's probably the people are quite enthused about it.
They just want to see what happens with us.
No pressure.
Yeah.
I see a real flow on through, being able to virtually fence some of that winter feed, both from a stock feed allocation and feed management, but also being able to keep them out of where they shouldn't be. Onboarding's been great. It's been a real well-structured learning process. They've been there with any questions or any challenges we've had. We feel like we've got a team behind us that really want to help us succeed with this. It doesn't feel like we're in this on our own, which has been great. You can sort of see you're trying to learn about us as people as we're going too. Like, so Will was on the call and Rachel's been on the call.
And actually listening and taking feedback and that kind of stuff too. So it's not just a we'll teach you how to farm kind of thing. It's we're listening and we want to improve our technology. I mean, not to be corny, but it feels a little bit more like a partnership.
We start thinking of things already. Like the other day we bring cattle down from the hill, can we build permanent laneways? You really look at it and you go, that would help our management and mustering. And that probably does save the labour a bit, because then that makes what's a 2-person job, someone to shoot up the hill when it's a 1-person job. But also just appreciate, spend time with those stock in the right place. Yeah.
And you'll just go out and move the kale fence for fun.
Yes,
because you love it so much.
It's probably that lack of electric shocks is quite, I am an expert at getting electric shocks. Less of them will be good.